small, quiet town where nothing ever happens stood an old brick building at the edge of the woods. A place where the dead came for answers, and sometimes left with secrets. Inside, under the hum of flickering lights, the air was cold, and the smell of rain mixed with the silence of the dead. This is the story of Tom Miller, a county coroner who thought he had seen everything, and his son, Ethan, the night they received a body that changed everything. On a night when the rain wouldn't stop, Sheriff Hayes arrived at the morgue. In the back of his cruiser lay a body, one that had no name, no wounds, only a story no one was ready to hear. They wheeled the stretcher out, rain pooling on the tarp. As Tom and Ethan stood in the storm, watching through the clear panel on the body bag, they saw her face. Young, pale, like she was waiting. The stretcher creaked as they pushed it inside, dripping rainwater onto the cold tile floor. They didn't know it then, but this body would change everything they thought they knew about the dead. The rain kept falling outside as Tom and Ethan prepared to examine the girl with no name. She looked almost peaceful, her pale skin flawless, her lips slightly parted, like she might take a breath any second. Tom made the first incision, and the lights flickered. A cold breeze moved through the room. They found no blood, only a dark, thick fluid that smelled of burnt hair. Inside her lungs, they found black ash. Her tongue was marked with strange cuts, or symbols neither of them could read. Tom had seen many bodies, but nothing like this. In that moment, they both knew this was not just a body. Then, the radio turned on by itself. A hymn crackled through the static. Ethan turned, seeing shadows moving across the wall. But when he looked, there was nothing. And then they heard it. "Let me go." Tom froze. Ethan stepped back. Jane's eyes were open now. Ethan reached out to close them again, but her lips moved. A breath stuck in silence, and the room went cold. They decided to look deeper, hoping for answers they would soon regret finding. Tom carefully opened her chest, but what they found wasn't human. Her lungs were filled with black ash, and inside her stomach, they found a piece of cloth covered in symbols drawn in blood. Tom remembered stories of witches, tortured so their spirits would never escape. But looking at her, they realized the spirit was never gone, and the storm outside was nothing compared to the storm that was about to begin. Tom felt the air shift, like the room itself was breathing. Ethan heard a whisper, "Help me." But it wasn't a plea. It was a promise. The lights flickered violently. Tools clattered to the floor. And for the first time, they realized she wasn't dead. Ethan stumbled back. Tom tried to move, but the air felt thick. The temperature dropped, and the lights dimmed. And then they heard her, speaking in a language neither of them understood. The lights exploded, and darkness swallowed the room. In that darkness, they realized she had never truly died. Tom had heard stories of witches burned, cursed to walk even after death. He looked at her and saw the marks of the past written on her skin. Ethan wanted to run, but the morgue door wouldn't open. The air grew colder, and the shadows began to move. In that moment, Tom knew they were not alone. Ethan screamed, but the morgue swallowed the sound. Tom grabbed his arm, pulling him away from her gaze. But the door wouldn't open, and shadows blocked every exit. Jane Doe's eyes, they followed them in the dark. And in that final moment, they realized she had chosen them.